The 5-Minute Photographer, with guest photographer Richard Annable.
Perhaps the call has come from a friend, perhaps the call has come from family, but sooner or later, somebody's going to ask you to shoot their wedding. Firstly, sit down with the couple and discuss exactly what they want from their wedding photography. Discuss timings, locations, and if it's involved, money. As far as equipment goes, make sure you have at least 2 digital SLRs in good working order. Have a variety of lenses, a short zoom, a long zoom, a prime lens. Try to use lenses with an aperture of 2.8 or faster. Have a flash available, or better still, 2. As far as memory goes, ask yourself how many photos you think you'll take that day, and then double that number. The night before the wedding, check your equipment, check everything. Make sure your flashes flash, make sure your camera shoots, format all of your memory cards. Make sure all your batteries are charged, camera batteries, flash batteries. The big day has arrived, and you're ready to photograph your first wedding. The first thing that normally takes place are the bridal preparations. To ease into the photography, start taking photos of the details, the shoes, the dress. The bride has put a lot of effort into every single detail of her wedding and will be delighted to see photographs of these things. Once the bride is in her gown, get some portraits of her, get some portraits of the bride with her parents, with her bridesmaids, get some individual and group photographs of the bridesmaids, take a photo of the bride's parents. There are a lot of things to remember, and if you need to, make a list and carry it with you. If it's part of the contract and logistically possible, normally what happens now is the groom's portraits. Same thing applies, detail shots, rings, shoes, suit, clothes. Get some shots of the guys having fun because they usually do. If they have any props like sunglasses, use them. Again, get some shots of the groom by himself and with his best man and groomsmen. Try to get to the church at least 20 minutes before the ceremony. This gives you a chance to scope out the location and to speak to the minister or celebrant. Every ceremony is different, and it's important that you know and stick to the ground rules. During the ceremony, you'll be capturing moments. During the vows, I always try and take the photograph of the person who is receiving the vows and not giving them. The reaction shots are often priceless. If the bride tears up, take her photo, and especially if the groom tears up. During the ring shots, try and capture the ring going onto the finger. Make sure you are well positioned for the first kiss, because often they do not last long. And once you've got a good couple of shots, step back so others can get some too. After the ceremony is complete, stick to the bride, have a short zoom lens available, and do not leave her side. Having already decided on a place for the group photo, get the groomsmen to start shuffling people over to that location. Make sure you are standing there ready, so as soon as everybody's there, you can get to work. Get their attention, make them laugh. After the group shot is complete, ask for the immediate family to stick around so that we can get some family portraits done. The formal photos, this is when your creative side really comes out. Find a location, put the bride in first, get some nice shots of her, then add the groom. If you can show interaction between the bride and groom, your formal photos will be fantastic. Every now and then, give the bride and groom 5 minutes to themselves so that they can enjoy each other's company. But don't stop shooting. This is when you get the long lens out and watch for some very special moments. If you are not staying for the reception, now's the time to stage a cake cutting shot. If you are staying for the reception, the fun isn't over yet. During the speeches, it is important not only to capture those who are making the speech, but to capture the reactions of the bride and groom. It's time to cut the cake for real. Make sure that you get the first shots. Take several photos and then get out of the way so family and friends can. If it's part of the reception, the first dance normally follows the cake cutting. Now's the time to walk around and grab photos of as many of the guests as you can. Always keep an eye on what the bride and groom are doing and capture any special moments you see. When it's time for the bride and groom to leave, normally they will form a big circle so they can walk around and farewell their guests. The best place for you to be is in the middle of that circle. After the bride and groom have left, pack your bags and then go and say goodbye to the key players, the parents, the bridesmaids, the groomsmen. Thank them for the opportunity to photograph their wedding. Don't forget to make a backup copy of all the photographs you've taken. One of the best tips I can give you for photographing your first wedding is to enjoy yourself. Relax. Enjoy the fun. If the bride and groom see that you're having a good time, then they will have a good time. One of my most important mantras on the weddings that I photograph is that nothing is a hassle. You do whatever you can and whatever you have to do to look after the bride and groom. I hope you have enjoyed this video and have found it helpful. Please post some of the results on the 5-Minute Photographer forum. For 5minutephotographer.com, this is Richard Annable.